Hi everyone. Before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to Anna, that Star Wars girl, and her Twitter page. Her sister's recently gone missing. If you have any news or updates, she is in the Northern California area. If you have any news whatsoever, please contact that Star Wars girl on Twitter or Instagram and just let her know. They're still looking for her. I believe this is day 6 or 7. It would mean a lot to her. Now, onto the video of the analysis of Naughty Nautical Neighbors. Naughty Nautical Neighbors is episode 7 of season 1 of Spongebob Squarepants, the television show series. In this episode, as a quick synopsis, Squidward tries to break apart SpongeBob and Patrick's friendship because he is annoyed by them. That is basically the plot. And through a series of hijinks and disasters, SpongeBob and Patrick tend to make Squidward regret some of his decisions. So, let's start at the main lessons behind this episode. Now, obviously, there are a lot of lessons to be learned in this episode. One of the most common ones to be seen amongst children, and the most obvious one, is don't ever betray your friends, in a way. Don't believe things just out of hearsay, talk it out, be honest about it, and, converse. Open conversation. That's always a biggest problem in regards to both a friendship and a relationship, I think, is a miscommunication. And I'm pretty sure a lot of kids could understand that in regards to this episode. But there's a lot deeper. There's actually a deeper meaning also behind it, a second meaning, if you will, in regards to Squidward. As you could tell if you watched the show, the episode Naughty Nautical Neighbors, Squidward is pretty much annoyed at the fact that SpongeBob and Patrick are having fun. He's in the middle of eating his souffle, and he just wants to not be bothered. He wants to eat it and enjoy it and go about his day. As any man who is tired of his day in and day out job at a dead end job at a fast food restaurant, he probably wants to just sit at home and relax without having to hear his coworkers, which I totally understand. And he is just deciding, you know what? I'll tear up their friendship. I'll get into this situation that I'm not even supposed to be a part of because I just want to break up their friendship so it'll benefit me in some way, shape, or fashion, even if it's just a small one. So Squidward does it. He makes Patrick and SpongeBob think that they're sending mean messages to each other. And so SpongeBob and Patrick decide to break up their friendship. But the problem is that Squidward then therefore becomes the envy of their desire for friendship. Patrick wants Squidward to be his best friend, and SpongeBob wants Squidward to be his best friend. And so throughout the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are having this constant struggle against Squidward to have him become their best friend. And trying to prove themselves to him, and it drives him nuts, drives him bonkers, once to almost the point of death. And then in the end, Squidward's like, you know what, this is driving me insane, and I need to bring them back together so they'll just leave me alone. Which just goes to prove in the first place they really weren't bothering him in the first place, and maybe he should just be thankful for what he got. And he gives them all soda. They both laugh so hard that the bubbles from the soda explode and make his house explode, therefore also creating more problems for Squidward. And therefore, it concludes with Patrick and SpongeBob being friends again, him having his home destroyed, and an entire day wasted. All because Squidward couldn't keep his grubby hands out of someone else's private situation. This is a very interesting analysis in regards to a lesson for children, which is mind your own business, which I'm pretty sure most of us as children have had that conversation with parents before, which is mind your own beeswax, mind your own business. This is an adult conversation, an adult matter, don't worry about it, you're just a kid type thing. And sometimes it's for the good, as this episode points out, which is, mind your own business. If it's not really bothering you, if it's not really, that big of a pest, just leave it be, or else it could cause problems down the road. And I think this isn't just a good lesson for children. This is a fantastic lesson for adults. I cannot tell you how many times a day I hear adults who are trying to butt into other people's conversations, trying to get into situations where they are not wanted or needed. And I think this is a lesson that a lot of them should follow, which is mind your own business. If it's not about you, don't concern yourself about it, and take your hands out of this grubby business. Just leave it be, if you will, or else it could get a lot worse for you, as Squidward, as it happens to him in the episode. It's quite obvious. As for the other lesson, which is in regards to SpongeBob and Patrick about miscommunication and talking to each other about their differences, I think that is a very interesting situation in regards to being a part of that conversation. In regards to Squidward, it's stay out of the conversation. In regards to SpongeBob and Patrick, it's have the conversation, which is a very integral part of having a friendship or a relationship, is to be open and honest and have conversations. And I think that SpongeBob and Patrick, in regards to this episode, do really well in that regard. So if you're a parent and you're wondering if your kid can watch this episode, I'm going to always recommend these episodes. Yes, this is an excellent episode, and this is what your child is being taught in this episode, that open communication, and of course, there's always jokes and laughs along the way, but that's the big message is, open and honest communication. Don't take things as they are and just decide to break it up with your friends. And on top of that, in regards to Squidward, keep your nose out of your business that's not yours, or else it could only end up worse for you later on down the road. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this analysis of SpongeBob SquarePants episode 7 of season 1, Naughty Nautical Neighbors. And as always, this video is an homage in memory of the late and great Stephen Hillenburg.
Well, I was going into Toshin Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Come on.
Well, I was going into Toshin Station to pick up some power converters.
Luke!